You're listening to the SS Experience on S&G.
Recording in progress.
What up, though? You listen to the SS Experience, streaming on the SMG Podcast Network app. Download the SMG Podcast Network app on all your Apple devices. Android, I'm getting to you. You listen to SS Experience wherever you get podcasts. Samsung Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Amazon Music. I said Amazon Music and Amazon Podcasts. I meant Apple Podcasts, Samsung Podcasts, Amazon Music, and the usual suspects, Spotify and the iHeartRadio app. Rate, review, subscribe, re-rate, re-review, resubscribe, download. Keep that process going over and over and over again so the algorithm can think that we popping out here in these digital streets. Yeah, I don't have a cough button in here, so yeah, I had to actually do that. I felt like I had like a frog in my throat. That was kind of like crazy, whatever. But yeah, though, this is the S6 Experience. We back. We are doing a nice little YouTube video on a Monday. I'm not in the actual studio because I have to actually do. Basically, the other studio is being occupied right now because I'm recording a little bit earlier in the day than I normally record. I want to make sure that I get this podcast episode out to you guys in a very, very, quick fashion or whatnot. So we out here in these streets, man. So as always, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. So we got a lot of stuff to get into on today's pod. We're going to start in the political world because we don't like to talk about politics, but when I say we don't like to talk about politics, I'm 100% capping. I love talking about politics. So let's go ahead and get into the shits, though. So President Joe Biden, there was a lot of rumors is that people in this party was like, bro, we need you to fall back on this one. I didn't know Joe Biden was 81. I knew he was old. I didn't know he was 81 currently. Insane. So they like, they had the reports going on. You figured that it might have been like people from the right that's like, hey, man, he shouldn't be in there. And he's like, oh, man, that's cat, man. Like, ain't nobody going to be president and just going to be like, nah, I'm not about to run no more type shit. Like, get the fuck out of here. But yesterday, hit the timeline. Joe Biden made it official. He wrote like a big, long, lengthy letter. If the video production is where I needed to be, which I might not do it. I'm just capping. But if I decide to do it, it'll be like right there. You can go ahead and like, no, that ain't probably ain't even going to be big enough for you to read. So off all of that. You know where it's at, though. It's on social medias. So Biden's like, look, he's going to focus on finishing out this term. He's going to keep that mind right for that. And he's going to fall back. And he endorsed his VP, Kamala Harris, to be the Democratic nominee. Now, she doesn't get to be the Democratic nominee off rip. You know what I'm saying? Biden gets to be the Democratic nominee off rip because I think by all of the primaries and stuff is already passed or whatever that he pretty much won. So I kind of don't know how that works because, like I said, we're already in July. November's coming around the corner. All of the primaries and all of that stuff is done. I mean, the Democratic, convention hasn't happened yet. So there's no, convention out there in these streets for that. But I'm trying to remember, does an incumbent even have a Democratic convention? But I think they do, to say the least, though. So now it's basically a situation where, like I said, Kamala Harris doesn't get to do it off the rip. I don't know who's going to run against her for the nomination or whatever, but the current president said he's going to put his stamp of approval on Kamala Harris. Now, this is what I wish Biden would have done, right? I wish what Biden would have done was if he knew that he really, really wasn't feeling, being president beyond this particular time, he should have just won the presidency and then just gave the position to Kamala Harris. Like, I'm done because that's what the VP is for. The VP is for when anything happens to the president, the VP, becomes elevated. I think he should have did that. Now, if he didn't believe that he could win, now we're talking about a whole nother different situation because now we're talking about your ability to beat Donald Trump. Now, this is why I don't like Kamala Harris running against Trump. The last time Trump won is when he went against a woman. The first time there was a woman as the, primary individual to, be voted on, whether it was Democratic or Republican. So now, he lost to Biden. So he's basically 1-0 against women, 0-1 against dudes. Now you're going to say Kamala Harris is about to be in the mix? This is why I don't like Kamala Harris in this mix. Forget the whole, well, not forget it. Let's rewind. Let's rewind it real quick. I want to take y'all back in the hot take time machine real quick. You guys know I love the hot take time machine real quick. I want to take you guys back to 2019. Now, 2019 was a good year because we didn't know that the world was about to end with COVID. We was about to go into a new decade. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It was crazy. It was a crazy time in 2019. So there was maybe about 17 people who was trying to be president, because you got to remember, Barack Obama is his last time, going, into office or whatnot. Let me make sure I got this sound period right. Yep. It was Barack Obama's last. Wait, no. Hold on. I'm tripping. Hold on. He was 08 to 16. Oh, no. I'm tripping. I forgot. Doggone. Trump was already in. Okay. My bad. I'm bugging. But we still on the right path. I was just bugging real quick. So Trump is in office. It's 2019. Again, we didn't know that the world was about to end because of COVID or whatnot. And we need to have a, Democratic nominee. Hillary wasn't about to run again, so we need a new Democrat nominee. Joe Biden gets in the mix along with several other people. Also, Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden had a little back and forth, about some things or whatever. Funny how that shit works. Like when you talk shit about somebody and then all of a sudden, you want to be my VP? Yes, sir, boss. And I'm not saying yes, sir, boss, because she's black and he's white. Even J.D. Vance, talk shit about Trump. And Trump's like, hey, J.D., want to be my VP? Hell yeah, let's get him. MAGA, make America great again. So it happens like that. Know what I'm saying? You can talk shit about somebody all you want to, but the second they offer you some power, yeah, you on that wagon. So Kamala Harris' campaign did not last that long. You have to remember, she stopped her campaign before the Iowa caucus. Like that, the Iowa caucus was like the thing where it was like, if you make it to this point, you got some motion. She didn't even make it to that. If you go to my pages at the SS Experience, No Either Beginning Experience on Twitter or X, however you get down out here in these digital streets, you'll see the timeline. Excuse me. You'll see the timeline where it's, yeah, she started her campaign and she ended her campaign less than a year. It was like she started her campaign in January and she ended it in December. So she didn't even last a full 365 days on her own campaign trail. I'm seeing a lot of, women, black women, powerful women, or just women in general that's, social media that's influenced or whatever. Cardi B is one of them, but we'll talk about Cardi B a little bit later on. She says she's going to drop an album in 2024. We got thoughts, we got opinions. But my question to all of the women out there right now who's like, yeah, Kamala Harris, VP for president, first black, yeah. Where the fuck was y'all at while she was on her own campaign trail? Where was y'all at? Because if y'all is so much in this motion and so much in these feelings of, yeah, Kamala Harris, black woman in office, yeah, let's get it. Where were y'all at doing her own presidential run? Y'all was nowhere to be found. If you go back and look at her polling numbers in, like the New Hampshire primaries, the Jersey primaries. I don't even think she made it to the Jersey primaries, but a couple of primaries. I think she made it like 2 primaries. As a matter of fact, I got my phone out. Let's go ahead and actually be factual true real quick instead of me going off the top of my head. So Kamala Harris, she participated in the New Hampshire primary. She also participated in the Arkansas primary. None after that. Her presidential campaign stopped December 3rd, 2019, and she started like sometime like the end of January, like January 27th or whatever. As a matter of fact, let me go back to that because like I said, we can actually be factual true. She started her campaign on January 21st, 2019, and she ended it December 3rd, 2019. So again, like I said earlier, she didn't even last a full 365 days. You know what I'm saying? Going through this other stuff. So I have the New Hampshire Democratic presidential primary because I thought it was like the full primary. So in this primary, Bernie Sanders was killing it. Pete Buttigieg, Bud, he did his thing. He was right behind him. And you have to go significantly down the list until you see Kamala Harris. She withdrew. I think she withdrew after this primary, because ahead of her is whoever Joe Seastack is, Cory Booker. We all know him. He's the senator from New Jersey. Michael Bennet, David Patrick, Michael Bloomberg, who was a write-in. If you don't know what a write-in is, that's basically like, you know what? I don't like none of these candidates. I'm going to go ahead and vote for, Papa Smurf. I'm going to go ahead and vote for Darth Vader. And you just write somebody in. And shit, if you get enough people to write your name in, you can get off, but that's not likely. So a write-in had more motion than Kamala Harris in just the New Hampshire primary. Then it's also followed by Andrew Yang, Yang Gang, Tulsi Gabbard, who just basically flipped sides and turned into a MAGA Republican. Weird as fuck, you know what I'm saying? Tom Steyer, I remember the businessman, Joe Biden, Elizabeth Warren, Amy Klobuchar, then, like I told y'all, the first two, Bernie Sanders and Pete Buttigieg. So Kamala Harris was way down that list. And I'm saying this not to be, to be hating on her or anything like that. All I'm saying is that Trump is 1-0 going against a female candidate, and Kamala Harris didn't even last a full 365 days. So why the fuck do y'all think that if y'all put her in this position, that a Kamala Harris plus whoever ticket is going to beat Donald Trump? I put something on the poll to the radio audience. I'm going to go ahead and put this poll as well to the podcast audience. At the SS Experience, no Easy Beginning Experience on Twitter or X, however you get down out here in these digital streets. Is Donald Trump inevitable? I'm going to let you know what the radio audience thinks so far, because the poll hasn't closed on the radio audience yet. Because the man survived an assassination attempt, which I thought was, a stage stunt or whatever, but nah, there was bodies that was left laying on the ground, and Trump got shot in the left ear. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't know why he kept that bandage on for like all of those days. It's like, bro, you had a flesh wound on your ear. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. You know what I'm saying? Vaseline that bitch up. You know what I'm saying? Or if you got to stitch that bitch up, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I've been shot before. I got a flesh wound in my leg. You know what I'm saying? And that, imagine trying to walk after that shit. Like, I was still able to walk and stuff like that, but certain times when the skin and the muscle is contracting because it's trying to make itself whole again, that's where the pain happened. The bullet shot didn't hurt. It was the healing of the wound is what hurted the most, because you got like basically like, a piece of skin chunked out of you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Again, a flesh wound, which if you're looking on the YouTube channel, flesh wound is more like when the bullet just grazes your skin, and it hurts still. Not hurts, but you feel it still nonetheless. It didn't like go through my skin or anything like that. So I'm not gonna make it seem like I'm 50 Cent. I got shot 9 times type shit. Nah. But my point is, you got shot in the ear. You don't need to have the bandage on your ear for some days after the fact. But he's trying to sell it, which is why I've said, man, this nigga fucking engineered this shit. Trump is good at TV. I've said that on the last podcast, but we're not about to hash that. Let's go back into the pod real quick. Let's go ahead and see what the poll results was for that. Is Trump inevitable? 75% of the people said yeah, and we got a decent amount of motion on that. So we're going to present that, and that's from the radio audience. So podcast audience, you get to participate in that poll as well, because that poll closed. So again, would I love to see, okay, we already had a black person as president. So it's not like first black president. It's more or less first woman. And this is what I don't like about Kamala Harris. Stop claiming that Southeast Asian shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep it I get it. Your mom is was from Southeast Asia. I guess she migrated, whatever. That's cool. She is that. Kamala Harris, you a chick from Oakland. Straight up and down. 40 water and all that shit. You from fucking Oakland. You know what I'm saying? You a light-skinned chick from Oakland. Just like Keisha Cole, just like the porn star Pinky, just like Kalani. You're a light-skinned chick from Oakland. Not trying to hear that Southeast Asian shit. But she's doing just what the white people do to black people. Now, the white people don't be like, hey, guys, I'm black too, because we kind of can see that. You know what I'm saying? But they always come to the hood. They always come talk to us and be like, yeah, let me get your vote. So Kamala Harris trying to do the same thing with, hey, guys, Southeast Asia, rep with me. You barely in the hood with the black people. She's married to a white guy, and she has white kids that she adopted because dude had kids before his situation with her. You know what I'm saying? So Kamala Harris, you don't even live the black person experience. The closest she lived to the black person experience was pledging Alpha Kappa Alpha. That was it. That's the close. And going to an HBCU. Other than that, her life after that, no. You're married to a white guy. You're in politics. You got white kids. You're not living the black person life. The only discrimination that she gets is because she's a woman. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But let's rewind it back. Let's take it back to politics real quick. I believe that if she ran and she officially had the nomination against Trump, Trump is going to dog walk her. I'm just saying, though, and this is why. It's not that Kamala Harris isn't intelligent. It's not that Kamala Harris doesn't have good, policies or good ideas, anything like that can help move the country forward. I just don't think any straight white man is going to vote for Kamala Harris. I really don't believe that. They barely got in bed with Hillary Clinton. And they probably just did because she was white, and they probably thought Donald Trump was an asshole. Now, you saying that Donald Trump, white guy, just got shot, all this other, assassination attempt, he still got shot, but, assassination attempt or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you think about his policies, his border patrols and all that shit, whatever you think about that, that's neither here nor there. I just don't believe a straight white man is going to vote for a black woman to be in office. I'm sorry. If you're a white man out there and you listening to this podcast and you feel like I'm out of pocket on that because you probably would, vote for, a Kamala Harris. Okay, that's all to the good. That's great. That's my bad, for, basically, misjudging you guys. But for the most part, though, just to keep it all the way 100, just to keep it all the way a buck, I don't think y'all will. I think you may not want to vote for Trump neither. I think y'all will do the independent route. You'll write somebody's name in, or whoever hops on the ballot as an independent, y'all probably going to rock with them, because I don't believe that a straight white man is going to vote for Kamala Harris to be in office. Reports are out there that she gained $50 million in campaign dollars since President Biden endorsed her to be the to get the Democratic nomination. That's hella good bread. That's hella good bread right there. You know what I'm saying? 50 million. So it's one of those things where it's just like, we just have to see how this works. You know what I'm saying? Because she was going to debate against, J.D. Vance, which she was going to dog walk his dumb ass. Now, I'm not saying that she's not going to dog walk Trump either, but Trump is entertaining. Trump is entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever bullshit you can say about Trump, Trump knows how to work a crowd. Trump knows how to captivate an audience. That's what Trump does. The only reason that he lost to Biden is a combination of how things was going on with COVID and a lot of that racist shit. You know what I'm saying? The shit that was going on in Charlottesville, there's good people on both sides and all of this other crazy ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Like little shit like that. You know what I mean? The middle class, certain people felt like they wasn't getting as much money back on their taxes, while, bigger businesses and bigger people like that was getting bread. Now, even though Trump allegedly helped with the COVID, money for everybody to get that off. I say allegedly because some people said that he ain't even want that shit to go down at all. That's neither here nor there. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'm not about to do all of that research right now. So I'm going to end this topic on this note real quick. If Kamala Harris becomes president, that would be cool. I will love it for the African American community, the Southeast Asian community. I don't really know your community, so I can't speak to your community. But for, brown people, you know what I'm saying? Because no matter what we say about Kamala Harris, she's still a brown person. You know what I'm saying? It will be a good look. It's just like, when Barack Obama was president, we saw, we can do that too. And I think Barack Obama was like 50 something. I mean, Kamala Harris is like going on 60 right now. You know what I'm saying? So she's going to be like a tad bit older. But, you know, Barack Obama, 50 something, you know what I'm saying? He had all black hair. By the time he got out of the office, he had the gray hairs and all of that shit. Like, it was crazy. It was fucking insane. You know what I'm saying? But, it would be good. Now, will dictators, people, out of the country respect, they have a woman president? Maybe, it's not like we never had in history, queens, what I'm saying, that ran stuff, Queen Elizabeth and all of that stuff, the parliament, the monarchs and all of that out there, Cleopatra, it's not like women's never been in power over land before. I'm going to say there's queens. So it's not like this never happened before that we can't, see that. But I think if Kamala Harris is to win, it's all depending on who she picks as a vice president to run with her. I want to see 2 black people, know what I'm saying? But again, see, now we're doing the race war shit, you know what I mean? But and the thing is, it sucks because black people are a minority, you know what I'm saying? It's not enough of us in comparison to, Caucasians. So we would have to get the African Americans, the Latinos, the Asians, all on our side just to, equal out to, what I'm saying, the Caucasian crowd that will more likely vote for Trump. Because you got to think, there's some Asians out there who are fair-skinned who think that they're white. There are Hispanics out there. That's why they have the box white Hispanic, that they think that they're white because they can pass. So it's a touchy, difficult situation, but we can't have an 80-some-year-old person being president. Like, that's cartoonish as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And, I mean, even though Kamala Harris is going on 60, if she's not 60 already, 60 isn't 80. I would rather have 40, you know what I'm saying? Somebody youthful and young, but it is what it is, though, man. So this is the SS Experience. We're going to get into our musical break real quick. We got Dubem. He's basically kind of like my musical guest for the week. He dropped off a song last pod called Lay It Down. It's a real fire record right there. So we're going to go ahead and get into that real quick. And when we get back from the musical break, Cardi B in 2024 is going to drop some music. She also shared some thoughts about Kamala Harris being VP. But now we want to really talk about Cardi B and music. It's the SS Experience. We be back.
You're listening to the SS Experience on SMG.
I'm putting down my own strength once again. I give it all, yeah. To my hands off the wheel, cause I'm getting stretched thin. I give it all, yeah. I pray to the Lord for the wave that I'm in. I give it all, yeah. My life is in His hands, so I gotta lay it all down. Ooh, what do I gotta lose? What do I gotta lose? No one I gotta choose. Lay it all down. Ooh, what do I gotta lose? What do I gotta lose? No one I gotta choose. Lay it all down. Ooh. Yeah, counting the cost while evading a loss. I have to be looking indecisive. And it ain't even matter what the price is. Going all in is the move for the righteous. What's the point of settling when you got your heritage calling out, waiting for your unction? I guess in due time I'll be reminded of everything on the other side of the junction. Yeah, it's all on the table, up in the ante, beyond what is able. I'm trying to think big while I'm counting my pesos, and I'm not gonna shrink just to do what they say so. It took a long time just to get it. I decided to bet it, no matter where I'm headed. As far as the east to the west is, that's all the room that I got for investing, yeah. I'm putting down my own strength once again. I give it all, yeah. To my hands off the wheel, cause I'm getting stretched thin. I give it all, yeah. I pray to the Lord for the wave that I'm in. I give it all, yeah. My life is in His hands, so I gotta lay it all down. Ooh, what do I gotta lose? What do I gotta lose? No one I gotta choose. Lay it all down. Ooh, what do I gotta lose? What do I gotta lose? No one I gotta choose. Lay it all down. Ooh, Living in comfort is in opposition to everything that I'm pursuing. But I'm finding joy in the perusing. The road that's laid out isn't of my own choosing. The Almighty is who I'ma cling. In Him we're moving and having our being. So why would I tether myself to complacency, holding on to everything that is safe to me? Dying and live, that's a paradox. But you don't really gain till you lose. I found real life when I crucify the ego. Ain't no other option I can choose. Counting the cost, lay it all down. What is it to lose when you trust God? I keep walking with the path illuminated, and I'm seeing fruit from the trust fall. I'm putting down my own strength once again. I give it all, yeah. To my hands off the wheel, cause I'm getting stretched thin. I give it all, yeah. I pray to the Lord for the wave that I'm in. I give it all, yeah. My life is in His hands, so you know I gotta lay it all down. Ooh, what do I gotta lose? What do I gotta lose? Knowing I gotta choose. Lay it all down. Ooh, what do I gotta lose? What do I gotta lose? Knowing I gotta choose. Lay it all down. Ooh.
You're listening to the SS Experience on SMG.
Dubem, lay it all down on the SS Experience. Go ahead and follow him on his social medias on IG at Dubem, DUBEM__95. Get the link right there so you can go ahead and stream, download, and all of that stuff. Lay it down. Real dope record right there. And music artists, if you want to go ahead and get your song on the pod too, go ahead and DM me, hit up the show at the SS Experience. No E at the beginning experience on Twitter or X. Well, not on Twitter or X. You on IG, send me a message there. We're on Threads too. Don't ask me why we're on Threads, but we decided to be on Threads. It's kind of a joke, but we're on Threads. So if you're on Threads, you want to hit us up there. TikTok, we on there too as well. We don't post too much content on TikTok. We're trying to figure out the algorithm, but we outside out here in the streets. So go ahead and reach out to us, man. We'll definitely get your song on, and we'll appreciate you. So let's go ahead and get into the other topic I wanted to get into real quick. So Cardi B on her Twitter Spaces says that she is going to drop an album in 2024. I think it's pressure from the label because I believe they put a lot of money into Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? They put a lot of money into her. And did they get a good rate of return on their investment? Maybe in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? They probably, you know what I'm saying, got her because she did get nominated for a Grammy, or she might have won the Grammy, but I know she's Grammy nominated by bare minimum. And you know, it's been 7 years. Like I said, 2017 is when Invasion of Privacy dropped, and people are still waiting on an album from her. And I feel like earlier, maybe about 2-3 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, but I'll say 3 weeks just to, you know, try to be factual true, but it's probably 2 weeks ago. She was like, you know what? I'm not dropping an album this year, guys. I'm going to stay focused on my family, and, you know, I'll holler at y'all later. But I'm going to be focused on my family. I think this might have been around the time that Offset did some fried shit, you know what I'm saying, to say the least. But, you know, that's neither here nor there, though. So now we're in a situation now where it's like, I believe the label applied pressure to her. Now, I don't want to say too much because she be giving Joe Buttons the smoke anytime Joe Button, you know, tries to, you know, because Joe Button, you know, he's been in the rap game for a while, you know, so he knows the ins and outs of label work and all of that. So if there's a podcaster out there that you can listen to about that, I would say Mason Cam, but Mason Cam does a sports podcast. You know what I'm saying? They don't do music podcast. They do a sports podcast. So for the, you know, podcasters that operate in this musical space, when it comes to talking about labels, I think Joe Button is, you know, a person that is a credible person to talk to since he was signed for Def Jam for a number of years. So I don't want to have that type of smoke with Cardi B, but I will say, though, that the label's probably like, Cardi B, we need some records because she's always dropping singles. She's always hopping on songs. Like, if you count all of the singles that she has done since Invasion of Privacy, it might be an album right there. You know what I'm saying? Give or take, maybe let's say about like nine songs, give or take, from, you know, let's say from 2017, let's say 2019, or maybe, let's say 2019 or maybe 2020 until now, you know, about a good 4.5 year time, maybe about 9 songs that she's done, or at the bare minimum, maybe about 12 featured on, at least if you count, you know, features and solo records. It might have been an album right there, but the label's not going to get credit for that. You know what I'm saying? The label's not going to get credit for that. You have to actually put, you know, 12 to 15, or at least in Kanye West's songs, 7 songs, and I'm about to say some old shit, on a CD and move that bitch, which again, that's old as shit. So let's just say on, you know, iTunes, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Package that bitch up as an album, and now let's go ahead and move some units. We haven't gotten that at all. And I think Atlantic Records is like, we've invested a lot of money in you. You're very, very rich. You know, you're getting a lot of this money off of, which Cardi B survives off of that. You know what I'm saying? Because she's a popular person. I think she has like a couple. Well, I know she has a couple. I'm trying to think if it's like double-digit million people. As a matter of fact, I got my phone in front of me, so let me just. I be trying to do stuff off the top of my head, man. It's like when I used to be in school and used to do math, and they be like, "Well, no, you can't use a calculator because you're not going to always have a calculator from you." I don't know if any of my math teachers is still alive. I remember Mr. Maxey is one. You know what I'm saying? Because his name comes on the top of my head because he sounds like the clear eye guy. All right, class. Today we're going to learn about exponents. You know, little shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, we don't have a calculator on us. We'll never have a calculator. On one of my other type of side hustle situations, I be having to tell people about percentages and shit like that. And I always say, well, I might not know the percentage off the top of my head, but I know how to calculate that bitch. Go right in the phone. Boop, 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 boop. Bam. That's the money right there. You know what I'm saying? So Cardi B on Instagram has, oh shit, I was about to undersell that shit. That got 166 million followers. God damn. So imagine how much she gets for content just for posting. You know what I'm saying? So that's where a lot of her bread comes from. But I don't know if she has like a 2-album deal or anything like that. Because if you did have like a 2-album deal, I would have knocked out that second album like 2 years later. You know what I'm saying? I would have dropped in 17 and I would have dropped that bitch in 19. Now, COVID would have been a difficult time if it would have went past COVID. But the second we would be able to be back outside, maybe like 2021, 2022-ish, because you would have gave her, like if she dropped in 2017, you let it marinate for 2 years, then she has to do the rollout in 2019. It goes into COVID, you know what I'm saying? Then you have to give her a pass on that time there, and then you would have to hope once everybody got back outside in 2021 that an album would have dropped. That's still 3 years ago. 2021 is still 3 years ago. So, you know, the Atlantic, the label's probably like, look, Cardi, we need an album. We need some sort of movement. We need some sort of motion. And, you know, that's probably why now she backtracked and said an album is going to come out in 2024. She did on her Twitter Spaces. But she did bring up a lot of stuff, though, about why it is what it is, about, you know, why the album didn't drop. I think I do have the audio of that a little bit. I wish I had the video component of it, but as always with how we get down with the editing of videos, I'll have a nice little picture of Cardi B up while I try to go ahead and get this audio real quick. It's like 4 minutes long. I don't know if I want to play the whole 4 minutes. I don't know where in this it is, but I'm just gonna go ahead and play a little bit of it real quick, and until I get tired of it.
From the merch to the other things that's coming out, everything that's coming out, it better be right that same day. You're not going to tell me that all my planning, all my marketing that I've been doing, all of my fucking calls that I've been doing, all of my meetings that I've been doing, you're not gonna fucking tell me that is not gonna be successful because it's not gonna come out in the summer. First of all, and you're not gonna also tell me that I'm a fucking summer artist. Bitch, I've never been a seasonal artist, bitch. I make hits all year round. What are you talking about? There is such a thing as some people are seasonal artists. Some people just make music better seasons. Bitch, and I'm not one of them. So what the fuck are you talking about? I didn't even release, if you think about it, I didn't even release my first album in the summertime. It was April 6th, bitch. You still wear coats. You still wearing coats in motherfucking New York in April 6th. So shut the fuck up. What are you talking about? Mind you, you're the same page that said not to drop in the summer. Because all these other artists, blah, 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 with the Grammys, whatever. And this is the shit that I don't be liking. I don't like when people be trying to shut you down when you're trying to accomplish something. That's not the type of people that you want in a fan base, and that's not the type of person that you want in real fucking life. That's just shut everything that you do down. Okay, so you know what? Maybe I should go with what you say. I'm going to just drop next summer. How about that? Because you said so. Because you said so, I'm going to drop next summer in June 2025. That's better for you? That's better for you? That's why we going off. somebody pissing on your fucking plan.
All right, so I think she might have mentioned the whole dropping in 2024 a little bit before that. I kind of screen recorded the conversation a little bit late, but what she was referring to was you know how, you know, if you're a famous person, there's two things that you'll have on social media if you're a famous person. You're either going to have a parody page or you're going to have a fan page. You know what I'm saying? Fans who love you going to create a fan page. Parodies who just want to clown and joke is going to create a parody page. So Cardi B was referring to a fan page that was kind of shading her a little bit, and that's why she was, you know, going through that tirade right there. You know what I'm saying? She kind of like had a lot of like dead air in between. So I'm like, yeah, let me just go ahead and end it real quick. But Cardi B, this is the thing. If Cardi B drops hits any time of the year, I think an album would have already came out. I think the label would have already been like, okay, let's go ahead and run it if she already has hits. So again, I have to go back and, you know what I'm saying, try to find some more audio of her, like when she breaks down what's really going on with that. But at the end of the day, we have Cardi B, you know, with an album that's going to be dropping in 2024. So we're already in July now. So she's going to have to drop that joint sometime. Okay, it's not going to be August because I don't think any of the songs that she dropped, you know what I'm saying, is going to be singles. Because if they were, then we would already have motion of an album already getting ready to come out. So we may have to wait for one more Cardi B song and then, you know, album motion start coming. Well, she still might fuck around and drop in 2025, which might be fucking, you know, January. She was being jokative, you know, facetious. She was being sarcastic when she said she's going to drop in summer 2025. You know what I'm saying? Just because the fan page was like, you know, you're a summer artist or don't drop in the summer, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You heard that. If you didn't, go back and listen to it. Man. Cardi B did mention that she felt that Kamala Harris should have been the presidential nominee back in, you know, the beginning, you know, before Biden became president. But it goes back to what I was saying earlier. Where were all of you Kamala Harris supporters, this, you know, black woman coalition of black women that could have helped her become president now? She could have been president now, but y'all wasn't outside like that. Or y'all was, I don't know what y'all was doing, to be honest with you. I don't know what y'all was doing because I don't know. I have no idea, but I'm not about to hash into that real quick. So let's go ahead and end on another topic real quick. Arch Manning, man. So, you know, Arch Manning, he's not the son of Peyton. He's not the son of Eli. He's the son of Cooper Manning, which is the third Manning. I think he's like the middle Manning for real. Or it might be the oldest Manning. He might be older than Peyton, maybe. I forget, but I know he's older than Eli. So Cooper Manning was a wide receiver, but I think he had like a neck injury or a leg injury, something like that kind of derailed his attempted pro career. So basically, if you can't beat him, create one. So his son is Arch Manning, named after Pawpaw or Daddy, Archie Manning. You know what I'm saying? Archie Manning was the quarterback of the New Orleans Saints back in the day when they was the Aints. It was like he was balling, everybody else was trash. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of a crazy situation there. So in college football, everybody got, I think it was $600 and a copy of the game. Everybody throughout college, everybody got it. Arch Manning was like, nah, I'm good. You know who I am. You know who my family is. I'm not doing that. So he waited it out for about 4 months. And, you know, right before the game was about to drop, EA Sports gave him $50,000 and an 87 rating. Now, think about that for a second. He's not the starting quarterback of Texas. I forget how to pronounce his name, but I know his name is number 3. It begins with E, like E-W-E, so whatever. I forget how to pronounce his name. But he is the starting quarterback of Texas. Like, if I'm not mistaken, he's on the cover. Like, it's like, you know, it's like him, Travis Hunter, and something Edwards, his number 7 from Michigan. So they're all 3 on the cover. So You're telling me that the backup quarterback for Texas got $50,000 and an 87 rating and had a chance to shoot a commercial? That sets a bad precedent. And this is why. Because the next quote unquote star, athlete ain't gonna take $600. He's gonna be like, hell no. You gave him 50 grand. And you gave him a dope rating because, come on, he's a backup. He hasn't played that many snaps in college. At best, he should be a 73. At best. Not because he's not skilled. It's because there's not enough. We don't know what you can do. We're assuming because your name is Manning. And again, you're not Peyton's boy. You're not Eli's boy. You're Cooper Manning's boy. We don't know. I just think that sets a bad precedent because, again, the next star athlete is going to see that and be like, "No, I'm not taking 600, bro. You're going to have to roster player 99 me like Jordan and NBA Live 98 and 99. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to do that." And that's what the college football game tried to get away from. It was like, okay, this new situation, we're going to put y'all names on it. Because back in the day, they couldn't do that because they would have had to pay. And you couldn't pay the players. Players couldn't make their own money off their name, image, and likeness, which is one of the reasons why college football stopped after the 2014 game. Because they couldn't. It just wasn't wiggling. It just wasn't wiggling anymore like that. You know what I mean? So now you got the name, image, and likeness, the NIL. Like I said, every college player that's on the game. Now, I don't know about the people who aren't on the game because they said that HBCUs are on the game, but you have to like download a special roster or something like that. Super duper weird. I think because, they said like no FCS teams or HBCU teams, you know what I'm saying, are, which all of that is FCS, but none of them are automatically on the game like that. It's just obviously your Power 4 schools, your Group of 5 schools, and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's just going to set a super bad precedent that, and this is my thing too, and I'm going to end it on this note real quick. Arch Manning comes from money. Now, again, Cooper Manning doesn't have bread like, Eli and Peyton, but I think he's done good for himself in whatever career that he has. I think Pawpaw, you know what I'm saying? Good old Archie Manning has a decent amount of bread on deck, you know what I'm saying? To where it's like, you're good, you know what I'm saying? Like, he can always hit up his uncles. Uncle Peyton, Uncle Eli, let me hold something. And they got it like that, you know what I'm saying? They gonna look, I got you, you know what I'm saying? And they got it like that. So it's just weird that the person who comes from the most privilege in college football that doesn't get any playing time currently got the most money and a very, very favorable rating. And I'm saying, and again, I'm forgetting Shedeur Sanders and Shiloh Sanders, you know what I'm saying, Deion's boys. But guess what? You haven't heard any reports of them because just think about it like this. You think Deion Sanders is going to let, you know what I'm saying, EA Sports give his sons $600 a piece and a copy of the video game? And that's Deion fucking Sanders' kids? That's why I said Arch Manning isn't Peyton's boy. He's not Eli's boy. He's Cooper Manning's boy. Shedeur and Shiloh is Deion Sanders' boys. But we didn't hear anything about them getting $50,000 in a favorable rating. I mean, I think Shedeur Sanders is like a 92, 93 or something like that, which is pretty cool. But you're not hearing them getting like 50 grand or whatever. That story, shit. Whoever leaked that story about Arch Manning needs to be fired and shot because it just sets a bad precedent. Because I'm telling you right now, players I'm telling you now, again, you have to have cachet. If you're just a regular dude that's playing college football at Kennesaw State University, at Georgia State University type shit, yeah, you're going to take the 5. I mean, you're going to take the 6, and you're going to take the video game, and you're going to be in your dorm room, you know what I'm saying, with your oodles and noodles, you know what I'm saying, running the game, you know what I'm saying, talking shit like, hey, I'm better than you. That's what the game says. I'm better than you. And you know what I'm saying, and you pretty much go from there or whatever. So that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, saying I have to actually get to my quote unquote job because I got some work that I got to do up here in the studios real quick. So this is the SS Experience. As always, I appreciate you guys rocking with me. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, re-rate, re-review, re-subscribe. Keep that process going over and over and over again, so that way the algorithm can think that we popping out here in these digital streets. YouTube, I definitely will start doing more videos. I know I'm very inconsistent with that, but what I am consistent with is the audio product. So make sure that you go to anywhere where you get Spotify. I didn't mean to say anywhere where you get Spotify. I meant anywhere where you get podcasts, like Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Samsung Podcasts, Spotify, and the iHeartRadio app. We're definitely on all of those audio platforms. We're definitely going to work harder on doing more video stuff as well. And as always, I appreciate you all. Well, we have 100 subscribers on YouTube now, so I can actually say 100. I used to always crack jokes and be like all 8 of you or all 10 of you, but no matter who listens or however many people listens, I do appreciate you listen, because you can listen to any other podcast in the world. You can listen to any other gas bags talking into a microphone. But I really, really appreciate when you guys listen to the pod, give me comments. And it's great. I really appreciate it. I really, really do, from the bottom of my heart, which is somewhere down here. I got to find it because yeah, I don't really use it that much. But as always, this is the SS Experience. You know where I be. Easy.
You're listening to the SS Experience on SMG.